All right, let's talk. Real Madrid just played Villarreal. This camera is really high, so let's lower it. 2-0, and I think it's not to start off negative, but I think it's more of a case of they were really bad than it is that we were really good. So 2-0 win, two Kylian Mbappe goals, which is, once again, I know it's a win, but I like to be the devil's advocate. It is insanely worrying how much of our goals come from Kylian Mbappe. I believe he scored more than 50% of our goals this season. Don't quote me on that, but I think I roughly remember hearing something along those lines. So, penalty and a mistake clearance from the center back that we tapped back in. Good stuff from Vinny to create that chance, right? Got past his man, put a ball into the box. But it's like two scrappy goals, right? It wasn't anything clear cut. I believe our XG was like 1.58, not to become an XG nerd, but right? Now, granted, we are playing against a team that is third in La Liga. They are notoriously difficult to play against. They have been for many, many, many years, since I was a kid watching them. And this is one of the best seasons they've had in the last 3-4 years. So it was never going to be an easy task, especially playing at their place, right? So we'll take it, right? Now, when I watched the game, I was really curious to see if there was going to be a lot of differences between Xabi ball and Arbeloa ball. Now, I know this is only, his third or fourth game, and he hasn't had that many training sessions, but I just want to see if it really is Arbeloa is just going to go full Ancelotti ball, name the lineup of the best players he's got, and just let them do their thing. And to a degree, I would say so, yes, right? I think with everyone fit, and with the options he currently had, he played the best lineup he could play. Obviously, Asensio's in there because of no Militao and no Rudiger. But Huijsen's in, Carreras is in, Valverde's his best fit right back. And even if Trent was fit, I would still pick Valverde. Because I've never rated Trent as a right back. Tchouaméni was suspended, I believe. So Camavinga and Bellingham and Goulet is a solid midfield three. Mastantuono had a great game against Monaco, left footer coming in on the right. He didn't do much today, but he was instrumental in allowing us to stretch the field, utilize the full width of the pitch, and drag the Villarreal defenders in areas that they didn't really quite want to be in, right? He made some things happen. He didn't score, he didn't get an assist, but his movement and his being a left footer that's able to cut in changed the game for us. Absolutely. Vinny on the left, Mbappe up top. Let's see. Who are my stars of... Oh, one of the lights just went out. That's a bit concerning. Hold on. Okay, I'm just going to unplug that so it doesn't fry something. But who were my notable performers today? Now, obviously, Mbappe got on the score sheet, but was not... Sorry, I got a phone call. Mbappe was on the score sheet, but he had a quiet game. I didn't feel like he was too involved. He had that moment where he drove down the left wing and tried to play it back post to Bellingham and just completely played it straight to the center back. He wasn't very involved, and there was never going to be much space for him to work with anyways in a game like this at Villarreal. But he got 2 goals, so I can't complain too much. Vinny had an okay game. We all know how I feel about Vinny. The immediate thing I think about with Vinny is we had the chance to score because Mbappe played a beautiful ball over the top. And just for God knows why, somebody agitated him. Vinny just decides, I'm going to push the center back, throw him to the floor when we're on the transition. Obviously, the ref called it, and we missed out on an opportunity where he could have potentially been one-on-one with the keeper. I know he's only one-on-one with the keeper because he pushed the guy, but you never know. Maybe had he not pushed the center back, the center back misses the header, misses the clearance, and Vinny's through. No way to know because of his silly decision-making, his temper. The whole game, it was just him looking at the fans, doing ha-ha-ha, smiling, blah, 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 laughing, intensely trying to piss people off. And this is why I think he gets fouled so much. This is why I think teams try harder against us and why fans dislike Real Madrid so much more than they like Barca. They cheer their teams on harder when they play against us, right? Now, I'm not saying that, we get bad results against teams because they try harder against us than they do against Barcelona. There's no way of me knowing that for sure. And deservedly so, Barcelona has been better than us this year. They get the results fair and square most of the time, right? Notably, Mallorca comes to mind when they robbed them of 2 goals. But Barcelona's just been better than us this season. And I feel like teams play against us with a little bit of extra oomph, if you know what I mean, right? And it's because of all the winding up. It's because of all the crying, the moaning, the complaint. Like, even the commentators I watch it on ESPN Plus. Like, the whole ESPN crew, the whole time, they're just like, yeah, he just keeps complaining, whining, just always arms up in the air. And it's true. And it's been something I've been saying for years. Imagine how good he would be if he just fully focused on playing, right? I didn't hear any accusations of racism today. I didn't hear anyone swearing at him. None of that. He just kept getting agitated because he was getting fouled or losing the ball and taking it out on everything and anything. So I don't want it to be the whole Vinny thing. You guys have been chasing after my head. People have been calling for my head because of my critiques of Vinny. Well, it's not just me. It's Brazilian legends. It's former Real Madrid stars. It's current players. It's pundits. It's the ESPN crew. It's everyone, right? It's not just me noticing it, but it is what it is. Camavinga had a very solid game. There was 2 or 3 giveaways that he had, which I know it's crazy to say, solid game with 2 or 3 whole giveaways. He had a solid game, but there were some really sus moments, right? And this is why I always have question marks around Camavinga as a consistent starter, especially in a pivot role. I think he'd be much better suited to playing as an 8. He's very comfortable on the ball and takes risks with the ball that sometimes pay off really well and sometimes don't. So I feel like when you have him in that 6 position, if he's consistently taking those risks and losing the ball, like, it puts us in a world of trouble, right? So it's just them and the back line and the goal, and they could have a shot right away. They can make a chance. You guys get what I'm trying to say. So that's really all I've got for Camavinga. Huijsen had a more convincing performance, actually defended well. Don't feel like he got caught out too much. Asensio had a good game, can't complain. Valverde's Valverde. He's just been doing what he's been doing. Carreras has been solid. Best signing of the season so far by far. Who else can I talk about? Guler had an okay game, right? There was a lot of moments where I felt like he was being really selfish, which is crazy to say about the guy with the most assists for our club this season, as of, I think, still is, right? I don't know. Maybe Vinny's overtaken him by 1. I'm not sure. But there were so many moments he could have squared it to Vinny and Mbappe and just decided to do something goofy, right? Who knows? He just wants to get on the score sheet. I think the last time he scored was against Atletico in the 5-2 thrashing. Besides the point, overall, had an okay game. We've already spoken about Mastantuono. Gonzalo Garcia came on and played right wing, even though we've been begging for somebody to get on the end of crosses in the box all season for the last 2 years. But it shows that Vinny and Mbappe run the team, and they own the club, and they make all the decisions. They make all the tactical choices. They decide the substitutions. There's a Bluetooth headset that they've got in that we can't see, and they are just trying to, decide everything. There it is. I said it, and I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it until something changes. Now, we've already discussed Vinny. Courtois had probably the least busy night of the season so far. They had that one really big chance on the set piece where we completely fell asleep, as we usually do. Usually we start games asleep. Today I felt like we gave them more in the last 15 minutes than we did for the entirety of the match. But we got the result, and that's what matters. So it does look like Arbeloa is going the Xabi Alonso route. I'm still not seeing a lot of coordinated patterns and stuff like that. Now, it's not something that has to happen, right? We've obviously had success kind of just letting the guys do what they've wanted for the most part. But then over the last year or so, it obviously wasn't very successful. So there's nothing that we can do except wait and see what happens. Time will only tell us the end result of a more structured play style under, for example, Xabi, which clearly did not work because they hated him and refused to play for him on purpose because they wanted him sacked, because that's the type of caliber of player that currently plays for Real Madrid. Or the Ancelotti ball, kind of just let them do whatever, make them smile, let them be happy, and then go trophyless, right? So, and no offense to Ancelotti, I love him. He's one of my favorite managers of all time. I'm just saying, last season it didn't work, even though it worked in seasons prior. Now, I don't know. I'm somebody who's, I'm a control freak in my own life and work and school. That's how I am. As a Real Madrid fan, it can be really demoralizing and frustrating to see a team with no coordinated structure, no strategy, and kind of just go out there and freeball it, right? But I understand that it's worked for us in the past, so there's not too much I could say. And I've said this in previous videos, I really strongly feel that we are now in an era of football that you can't really get away with that because of how tactical and how structured and scripted and coordinated the best of the best in the world are. City, Arsenal, Barca, PSG, Bayern, all these teams are drilled hardcore, like intense. They know exactly what they need to be doing out on that field. Everyone's got their role and everyone gives their all to fulfill that role. I really see us struggling to win another serious title, playing things and doing things the way that we are. It could work against relegation zone clubs in La Liga. I don't see it working against Arsenal. I don't see it working against Bayern, against City, against Liverpool. Well, maybe Liverpool this year, but Barca, you guys know what I'm saying? So, and we played Liverpool this season and lost. So, I don't know. I don't know. Now, where I'll end the video, right, because I don't think there's much to talk about, is what do we see so far from Arbeloa, right? I still got a lot of question marks. I don't think that he's somebody that can continue to be the permanent manager past the season as of right now. We've only seen 4 games. It's too early to say, but I want to know what your first impressions are from his first few games as manager or coach or whatever you want to call it. Let me know what you guys think. Is there any tactical stuff that I'm not discussing? Is there any changes that you've seen from the Xabi Alonso and Carlo Ancelotti era that Arbeloa is doing that is, making you kind of question things and like really think? Like, I love the fact that he played Camavinga as an inverted fullback against Monaco, right? That's just one thing that comes to my mind. So let me know what you guys are thinking, all right? Not much today. Kind of a boring game in all honesty, but as always, Hala Madrid, take care of yourselves.